Let's go on to our next story. Let's see. Boom. This right here, Lanterns has reportedly added an Oscar-nominated Love Actually star to play the DCU's Carol Ferris. Josh Wilding is reporting. DC Studios has attracted some exciting talent for the DCU, though it could do with a few more A-listers. Fortunately, Jeff Schneider is reporting today that Laura Linney has joined the cast of Lanterns. Dude, every time a news report comes out about Lanterns, I get more and more geeked out about how ridiculous this show is going to be. The Love Actually star has been the recipient of many awards, including 3 Emmys and 2 Golden Globes. She's also received 3 Academy Award nominations. Who is Linny playing? Snyder isn't sure. However, Kyle Chandler's 59 and Linny is 61. Taking that into account, it would make sense for her to take on the role of Carol Ferris, the love of Hal Jordan's life, and the superhero known as Star Sapphire. And supervillain, right? Didn't she kind of, a lot of times
she's usually more hero, but there's times she's been corrupted.
Yeah, like, because I was first introduced to her in the original Justice League cartoon, and she was just straight on the Legion of Doom, man. She was just like pissed off all the time.
Yeah, there's an antagonism towards Hal that's real specific.
But part of that too is because of the warring lanterns, because essentially she's
and that's a different kind of corruption. Than I don't know how far they're going to go. Yeah,
that'll be interesting. So let's see. We wouldn't be surprised if she's powerless in the DCU unless the red, orange, yellow, blue, indigo, and violet, black, white, and ultraviolet cores from across the emotional spectrum have existed for years. Well, yes, they would have existed for years. We may or may not have been introduced to it in our world, but yes, if I'm not mistaken, isn't that the whole point? Is that the Green Lantern Corps may be the oldest, but they all were there a long time ago. They
discovered exactly, and that's what's like exciting about doing something that can grow a mythology like this. Like we barely tapped into it in pop culture.
Yeah, exactly. Now, fans have been critical of the decision to cast an older Hal for the Lantern show, arguing that the Green Lantern Corps member needed a younger actor to tell the hero story over several years. Chandler is one hell of a talent, though, and pairing him up with Linny would not be a bad thing. John Stewart, meanwhile, is expected to be DCU's main Green Lantern. Linny is known for her work across film and television. On the small screen, you've likely seen her in Wild Iris, Frasier, The Big C, and Ozark. In theaters, she starred in The Truman Show, Kinsey, and Sully. Slow Horses, James Hawes, helmed the first 2 episodes of Lanterns, and in March, he dropped some hints about what fans can expect from the series. There's a very particular humor that they brought to this, he revealed. It's very rooted in a way that I like to think we achieve with Slow Horses, that I achieve with things like my Black Mirrors, and yet there's a rich vein of humor running through it. To some extent, it's a swerve. Superheroes are not somewhere I've really played before, but it's created in such a way, and I can't tell you much, that it bewitched me. It doesn't lack its sci-fi magic, but it's done in a world where you accept that these things just are. They don't need the extra sprinkle of sci-fi fairy dust. It works within a physical world that we've come to know. DC Studios Lanterns follows the new recruit John Stewart, as he hanging with Hal Jordan, bloody blue, and it's going to be out in 2026. Okay, so I mean, again, you're just adding more star power. Linny is incredibly talented. I have yet to hear anything about this show where I'm like, I'm out. If anything, I'm always like, I'm more in. How do I get more? What do I do? How do I jump forward in time? Like, who is going to take me into the future so I can see this and then bring me back because time's moving too fast anyway? Like, that's bro.
It's June in 2 days, man.
Yeah, shut up.
June 2025.
I'm always excited to talk about trade coffee. Coffee's not just a drink. Honestly, it's like a ritual. It's a lifeline. It's the bridge between when you're half asleep and you're ready to just conquer the day. I know it is for me. And if it is that essential, why do you want to settle for anything less than extraordinary? That's where trade comes in. I love trade so much. It is part of my routine every morning. It is the #1 U.S. coffee destination. It brings you fresh coffee from over 50 of the country's top roasters. Trade's prices are on par with grocery store brands, but the quality, though, it's for me, it's next level. Plus, you are supporting local roasters. It really is a win-win. If you're headed out on summer vacation with Trade subscription flexibility, you can pause it, you can shift delivery when you're away, and resume when you're home, ensuring that you're going to get the coffee. I swear by Trade coffee, guys. You know I do. If you've been watching my show long enough, you know that I can't shut up about Trade coffee. I love them. I love the different qualities. I love the quantity. I love the taste. I love the smell of it. I love Trade Coffee. Right now, Trade is exclusively offering our listeners 50% off your 1-month trial at drinktrade.com/Christian. That is a deal. That is drinktrade, TRADE.com/Christian. Get 50% off for your 1-month trial. drinktrade.com/Christian.
Oh God, rent. Oh God. But yeah, no, it is already June. It's just kind of ridiculous.
January took 6 months, and then the last 5 months have been 2 days.
Pretty much, because Jesus, the fires were this year.
They were this year.
Oh my God. The fires were this year.
That was like the longest month of my life, and then everything since has been like blink.
It also feels like I've been in this apartment for a minute, and yet I've been here just a couple months, and it feels like I've been here forever. Time sucks right now, but yeah, I honestly think this is good. I am very curious. One, I like to hear if we're gonna put any humor in it. It's gonna feel almost like a Black Mirror type scenario where the humor is either because you're like, oh, you son of a, or it's like a, oh, I don't know if I can laugh at that, but like that's what that kind of almost reads like. And knowing that this was always pitched as a comp, like True Detective, but with space cops, like,
yeah,
that's like that. You got me. So I am curious. I do hope that we get a little bit more of these other core, and if maybe that's the bad guy, is that we're discovering the other cores on Earth, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, so we didn't tell you about the Red Lanterns. What the heck? Oh God, sorry. What? Can you hear that?
Yep.
What is happening? Why is that happening? Sometimes I hate comic book movie, man, because they're these little commercials in between for no reason that I'm clearly not looking at. Stop trying to get my attention. But I think we didn't tell you guys about the Red Lanterns because typically it's almost like the Sith. There's only like 1 or 2 of them typically because the rage is so ridiculous. They just start murking everybody, right?
And there's so many opportunities to have like yellow be, more of an element than it even was in the Ryan Reynolds movie. There's so many opportunities to have like space explored later because you're building a foundation. I think it'd be great to have, Laura Linney because of her relationship with the Ozark showrunner. Like we know Chris Mundy's involved here. This seems likely because of their relationship. Like Ozark is the below the line team here. But like having an actor of this caliber, even if she's only in, a couple episodes, that adds so much weight and gravitas to Carol. And that in turn adds weight and gravitas to Hal. And that in turn adds weight to the show. So I think this is fantastic. I think they can really do something special here. This is probably the best below the line team I've seen assembled. Between having the comic writer Tom King with, Damon Lindelof being involved. Like you said, every time they add a new name, I'm more excited. So there's a whole galaxy of opportunity here, and I think it's exciting.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So let us know what you think, man, about this whole thing. I hope that I'm very much looking forward to watching Aaron Pierre. That's Mufasa. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does with Jon Stewart. I am also looking forward to, because the problem is we have like 20 lanterns from Earth at a certain point. I'm also curious to see if we get the core 4 of if Hal survives, just knowing again with Chandler being older. I don't know what they're going to do with it, but I'd be interested to see if you get the core 4 of him, Guy, John, and then even Kyle all in there, what could go down. I think that could be really interesting. But yeah, I cannot wait for this show. So let us know what you think about it as well.